Hello Physical Fiends, it's Jordan here with an early New Year's discounts on physical games. As I'll always say in these videos, I don't like repeating myself too often, nor showcasing the same games time and again. I like drawing attention to games I haven't talked about before. That means you should always check the full list in the description and pinned comment, because there's definitely some bangers I've mentioned in multiple videos before, and I don't want to bring them up again so soon. Shin Megami Tensei, Unicorn Overlord all have fantastic discounts right now, but I've talked about them enough recently, so keep that in mind. Plus, any purchase made via the links below greatly supports me, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. So, what have I chosen for this episode? Theatrhythm Final Bar Line is $28 on Nintendo Switch, whereas the PlayStation 4 edition is an even cheaper $21. If you like Final Fantasy, if you like music, rhythm games, or you just want a massive celebration of an industry icon, then this should be in your collection. It is one of my favorite games on the Switch. I love it to bits. So much content and worth it even at full price, never mind $28. And yes, I am quoting US dollars. When you click the links below, you'll initially see higher prices. That's because Video Games Plus, my fantastic partner, sell in Canadian dollars, which looks scary, but don't worry, it's secretly monopoly money, so the games are much cheaper than they look. And I've converted them to US dollars for you guys, which helps most people around the world. Please stop asking why this British dude is pandering to Americans, okay? It's not just Americans, it helps everyone around the world. Speaking of which, they have free worldwide shipping on orders over 80 Canadian bucks, which is currently 56 American dollars. Not that much. Great stuff, and thank you for the support with the links below. What else have I chosen? Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble is the latest game in the Monkey Ball franchise, releasing in the summer of last year, but that's not stopping it going bargain basement prices already. $17 is a very, very good price on Nintendo Switch, and many have said this was a great return to form, as the franchise has been mediocre for the best part of 2 decades, so yeah, great time to purchase now. Root Double Before Crimes After Days Xtend Edition is one of the best visual novels on the Nintendo Switch, especially if you're more into plot-focused VNs such as myself. If you can't be doing with romance, yeah, I can't be doing with that nonsense. I just want a good, interesting thriller plot, and that's exactly what this is, and is well worth $21, which is currently is on the Switch. It's a shame many people forgot about this one. The publisher didn't push it a whole lot when it originally released. Revita is a game I mentioned in my Red Art Games discount video a couple of weeks back, I think, but I should point out that the ESRB version, the North American version, is now discounted at VGP. $21 on Nintendo Switch, while PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 are rocking a difficult to turn down $17. It may sound like a middle-aged woman's favored dieting biscuit, but no, it's a pretty fun roguelike twin-stick action game. Pressure Overdrive is a game from Strictly Limited Games. On Nintendo Switch, they only made 3,000 copies of this between the standard and limited editions. Well, discounted at $24 at VGP. I'm not one for like speculation, but I find it hard to believe it'll be any lower than this like 10 years from now. PlayStation 4 only had 2,000 copies, and that's down even more to $21. It's kind of like a shmup, I would say. Crazy and fairly fun, very unique in the genre. Pigeon Dev Games Collection is a game from Premium Edition Games. They never put their games on sale, but VGP are just doing what they want by having the Standard Edition and Premium Edition discounted to $21 and $42 respectively. This is not the finest collection of games, and not really Premium Edition's finest of releases, but they could do with shifting some stock, if you know what I mean. The package itself is really nice though. Neptunia Game Maker Revolution. Look, I personally don't recommend a Neptunia game. My IQ is not low enough, but I know there are fans of Nep and her friends' adventures. JRPGs with brain-rotting dialogue. She has an audience, and this recent release is discounted to $28 for the standard edition. Not a bad price. For me, these games will be ones to keep an eye out in the future, if you know what I mean. NASCAR Rivals is a game I've mentioned in a video recently talking about games that have been delisted from the eShop and therefore are physical only, and NASCAR Rivals is one of them. You can only buy this physically now, and although I doubt it's any good, if you want something preserved, it's discounted to just $14 on Nintendo Switch, so why not? Little Witch Nobeta is a game I think is very much underappreciated. I like this game a lot. It's a Souls-like action game with a cute witch. Very ambitious and very, very commendable. I had so much fun playing this when it originally came out, and I think $28 for a North American copy is a good price. I hope more people can enjoy it. Please play it and tell me what you think. Fresh Start is $14 on Nintendo Switch, and I think that is a good price for a cute game. I actually have this and I played it. I played it alongside my daughter. If you enjoy something as mundane as Power Wash Simulator, this is like that. As you make the environment clean again, let the wildlife come back, it does its job, and it is well worth this lower price in my opinion. Disgaea 6, Defiance of Destiny, is not considered the best game in the franchise. It had a slightly rough transition to a new 3D engine. However, you can still count on addictive gameplay, crazy fun storyline that the series normally has to offer, and for $21 on Nintendo Switch, that's a great price and worth jumping on board for. Demon Gaze Extra is another one I recently mentioned with its European discount at Red Art Games. Well, now the North American edition is discounted. Not as nicely, it's $31, but if you care more about the region that your games come from, then this is one of the better prices that it's been for the ESRB edition. It's a big, chunky dungeon crawling RPG, very well produced. Speaking of chunky dungeon crawlers, Class of Heroes 1 and 2 Complete Edition. This is a 2-in-1. How chunky can you get? And with the third game's Switch release recently announced, it may be a good time to jump on board with the first two titles priced at $28. Not an impulse purchase price in my opinion, but not bad. These games are really hard, by the way. Definitely need patience and a love for the grind for these ones. Bud Spencer and Terrace Hill, Slaps and Beans 2 is a great price on Nintendo Switch, $21 for the ESRB version, obviously. If you're a fan of the movies, which were popular in certain regions of the world, I gotta be honest, I'd never heard of them until the first Switch game, but I have heard that these games, especially this one, does the franchise justice, and it even improves upon the first game. A chaotic beat 'em up that is worth a look, and for $21, I think I'd buy it for that price. Astroneer, also $21 on Switch. This is a bit like No Man's Sky, I would say, survival type gameplay with a space theme, but obviously with about 5% of the budget. And yeah, apparently it has a steep learning curve, but surprising amount of depth and content for you to explore. And $21 sounds like a decent price to me. Air Twister is another one for the same price, $21. I don't know why that's so popular. And this is just like an old school throwback created by Yu Suzuki. I've been in a Space Harrier mood recently, and so getting this homage basically from himself to himself, I would buy it at $21. I think I have it already in my collection. It's hard for me to keep track, but unlike Space Harrier, this has some weird, trippy Queen knockoff rock music to play to. It just adds to the charm. A Little Golf Journey is a game distributed by Limited Run Games, and it's discounted to a staggeringly low $17. When that happens, you know it didn't sell well during its initial pre-order window. They've probably got about 4,000 copies stuck in a warehouse somewhere. They need to shift them. I don't think this deserves such fate because it looks like a proper little chill golfing puzzle adventure. A stress-free game that should be given a chance at $17. I would buy it at that price. As I've said, they have a lot of discounts over at VGP going on right now on pretty much every console, from Switch, Super Nintendo, PlayStation 2. Yeah, you want a brand new copy of Dynasty Warriors 4 on your PS2? Of course you do. It's discounted right now at VGP. Check the full list below. Have a browse to see if anything else takes your fancy, and any purchase made from the link below massively helps support me and this channel to keep bringing useful, physical media content to you guys. We all know the medium, the physical media medium feels like it's dying every day. You can't move for a news article saying how physical sales are down year upon year. So you need to do your part, okay? Support me and maybe we can revive this physical goodness, okay? And I really do greatly appreciate your support, and I hope you all have a fantastic day. Take care.